Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Keith, Jesse. Tonight we are filming on location at Skidmark RC Drift, Winnipeg, Manitoba. A little project we put together with a couple of our friends. We actually just finished resurfacing this bad boy. It took 3 weeks or so to rip up the other track, lay out the new surface. I think we talked about other videos, but you guys will get to see it here today. It is absolutely amazing. Still a work in progress. It is the summer months, so Troy and myself have a very limited amount of time, Jesse included, and also the Drift members. So it's a little bit eased back right now. So we snuck in here. There's nobody here right now, and we got our hands on the new Kyosho Fazer Drift D2 chassis. Anyway, it is a Toyota Trueno Ae86. I used to have one of these back in the day. They are fantastic cars. Little tiny motor, rear-wheel drive, amazing amount of fun for cool little car. Anyhow, let's check this out. Now we have a lot of other higher caliber cars, and this one has a weird KSS Kyosho stability system where it actually cuts the throttle into a drift. We'll get into that. We've got a couple. This tells you make sure you let the gyro turn itself on, I'm sure. Tells you volume at minimum, volume at max, and then do not go to 11. Okay, so keep your car at 10. We'll read that later. Instructions how to take it out of the box. Haven't seen that before, but now we got them. And also the clip system on the body. It kind of hooks, slides, drops in the back with a little pinchy release system. Very interested to see that. Okay, Jesse, you want to read those instructions on how to get this thing out of the box to me?
Yes.
Okay, step 1.
Cut C.
We screwed up.
Remove the car along with the backing.
It's like a little fruit basket.
Yeah, no, you're doing it right so far.
So far we're winning?
So far we're winning.
Wait,
Okay.
does it say anything about take the manual out of the box?
No.
Okay, we'll come back.
Nothing about the manual.
Nothing there. We'll come back to
Flip box upside down with car.
that. Fruit basket.
Yes. Cut straps, holding car. Doesn't say anything about holding the car from underneath. And it says throw box and car up in the air will magically come apart.
Okay, now this is the, what are they calling these ones? The Ultra Scale Bodies? Ultra Scale Body Plus. Let's check this guy out. Now everybody apparently loves when you pull the plastic off these things, so let's get that done. Okay, so very nice put together, just like a lot of the Kyosho kits. This guy does have really nice stickers with like the texture that your taillights would have over top of them on the rear. It does have buckets, but it does not have wiring in for the lights. I believe that is listed as optional. It does have the pop up and down headlights. We'll get the body off and check that out. Some sweet little fog lamps. You know what? I'm going to quit shaking this around so Jesse can actually track it with the camera. Oh, that's cool. The license plate, eh? Look at the old 3-door.
Nice.
It's not a minivan, it's a 3-door.
How does the suspension feel? Pretty good. Pretty easy.
With no battery in it so far, feels pretty good. It is leaning forward. Once we throw that 5,000 milliamp 2S high voltage LiPo into it, that's going to bring it down pretty good. It's got a little bit of bounce. I don't know if there's any oil in the shocks at this point. It feels like no, but that will give the car a lot of movement on the track and it'll look cool. So sometimes you don't need them. Okay, cool. So this is, it's got like little grippies and a pinch up in there. So pinch, lift, slide forward. Okay.
Isn't that something like along the lines of those mini Z trucks?
The mini Z truck, yeah, kind of, because you have the double pinch and lift, and those ones are a pain in the butt because they're either stuck on the wire or they're stuck on the plastic, right? This is a nice little system. Okay, so The front tab is adjustable. It is a little bit loose right now, but we'll tighten that up. It is adjustable. It looks like there's 3 holes in it and probably 3 or 4 holes underneath it. So what is that, like 7 million combinations?
Yeah, at least.
Easily.
Yes.
The chassis, it is also adjustable for wheelbase length on it. Pretty cool. Cool way to do it. Gets it done. I don't know how far or how short. Well, obviously you can go that short, so another ½ inch.
Would that fit the really small Tamiya bodies then?
What about the width?
I don't know.
The M bodies, eh?
Maybe.
If anybody knows, drop a comment in there if this would fit the M body shortened up. We're probably gonna have to buy one now to check that out.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. So, I hear the servo from. We watched Troy over at Roadside RC, little video on it on the way down here. Apparently, there's a lot of warnings in the manual about how crappy this servo is. It looks crappy. It's got plastic gears, plastic spline on it. We're gonna upgrade that anyway. So, anyhow, we've got a 22-turn brushed motor. We have a Kyosho Speedhouse Hobby Wing 60 amp PSC on the back. That's a Hobby Wing BL60. I don't care who you are.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, we got a Hobby Wing ESC on the back that has Kyosho sticker on the side. It's waterproof if you want. It's 5 to 9 cell nickel metal whatever it is, NIM. Oh, and it's got a good BEC 6 volts at 3 amps. So,
Yes.
so yeah, it's a BL60 Hobby Wing. It does have like cigarettes for dry shafts in the rear. I wasn't really sure what those are. I guess they're like, yeah, they're just a really cheap, oversized dog bone. Just looks funny, kind of out of place in there. But it's got like no slop on that dog bone. A little bit, but it's not as bad as some of the.
I bet you it's quiet though.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be hella quiet. Can we say that? Cool. Hinge pins on the bottom. Stick it out a little bit for some reason, but they just have a set screw in the middle to lock them in. So
Just the track width too.
yes, adjustable. Oh, so then yeah, we can definitely make it fit an M chassis.
Yeah.
Okay, ignore leaving a comment on that. We figured it out. We can definitely dial this guy down in, yeah, because you can move that guy in there. Move that guy in, you can replace that with an adjustable, make that shorter on the fly, suck that arm in, change out your axles. You could definitely fit the M body under here. Well, convinced ourselves anyway now at this point. So yeah, we're going with that. You can also change the motor position from low to high. I think once we get into video 2, which is going to be the pop-up note headlights, the lights on the car, and a full high-end electronic kit for it, we're going to move the motor up high, and we're going to keep the suspension so we can get some body roll going on in there. It's always fun. Get a weight shift kind of car going on. So, I guess no adjustable like toe on the rear, because it's just that big K member in the middle, if you would, right? Like it's just a solid piece. Now that being said, I don't know if they make this piece with different angles, 1, 2, 3 degrees, you know what I mean? But pretty sure that's molded. That's pretty straight. Maybe there's a little bit of toe in there. Like
Well, yeah, if we looked at the manual, there might be some option parts already listed in there.
who wants to look at the manual?
Who wants to look at the manual?
What's in there? Just all the answers for our questions? Okay, cool. It's got stationary. Oh, it sounds like my Harley. Squeak, squeak, squeak. It's got stationary calipers,
Nice.
and the rotors turn, which is nice. A little bit of
Stop.
slop in that one side. I don't know what's going on there. We'll just check to make sure everything's tight before we get it out on the what the heck? Cool.
Yeah.
We'll have to take a quicker, deeper look at that before we get this guy out on the track. But anyhow, it comes with a old school Dean's connector. At this point, I kind of thought the Dean's connector went the way of the Tamiya connector, but no, it's still here haunting us. So we had to solder up a Dean's connector And then we don't have batteries that fit, so we just grab one of our 5000 2S. It's in this box. I got it here. So Jesse busted out a connector for me really quickly, and we have a 2S 5000 high voltage. We know this ESC can take this battery. We are a couple guys that are running them on the track right now. The radio. Anybody want to see the radio? Oh, I bet it's not exciting.
I bet it looks like every other Kyosho radio.
Yeah, nitro. It's a nitro or gas radio. You seen that? Traxxas used to do this 60-40 or 50-50. So you can go throttle, 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 and just prick, prick, prick. Which, for drifting,
yeah,
you don't use in reverse. You just brake, 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 and then have a lot more throttle range.
We'll have to play with it. I like how the wheels angle a little bit there.
Ooh, it's actually, I've been setting my Noble like that a little bit off center instead of like this all the time, right? So this is actually kind of comfy. Heck, sometimes with the Noble, I just leave it off the end. I'm being fat and lazy, so. It's weird, they give you a throttle endpoint adjustment, but not a steering endpoint adjustment on the radio.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need that. We want full throttle all the time, right? But it'd be nice to set the, so what they're gonna have us do is use the steering dual rate to stop it at the end, but that also slows it down. That's not just stopping and then it slows, it weakens the power, right? Yeah. From what we've experienced. But anywho, it's a not bad radio. It feels good. It's just as good as all the other garbage you're gonna get with an RTR anyway. No complaints. It's probably a little bit better. The Kyosho Mini Z radios too. They're tiny, they're crappy, but they feel good and they work good. So I assume this will be the same thing. I like the Nitro, the 50-50, 60-40 adjustment. Like this radio feels like it's 40-60 this way. That's a lot of throw and reverse, which we don't need. So I might actually run it Nitro and then just calibrate your ESC when you turn the car on step 1. So anyhow, give us a second, we're gonna grab a couple batteries, we're gonna get this guy good to go, we're gonna calibrate the ESC, we're gonna set up a couple things. Now there is 2 dials on here for your KSS, the Kyosho stability system. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to drive with a car that handicaps my throttle, but we're gonna try it and probably end up turning it off because I like to have full control of that.
I think our track might have too much grip.
Yeah, we've got a lot of grip on the track. Okay.
There's a lot of parts. Does it come with body posts too, looks like?
Yeah, you get a lot of parts. Just kind of surprised looking there and see this big old bag of bits. These are parts for the pop up and down headlights. I believe this is the one that hooks to the side and then makes them flip up and down when you hook a servo to it.
Okay. Diffuser?
This is a rear bumper diffuser.
Probably for other bodies.
Yeah. Body posts.
Battery tray.
One of these. Definitely got one of those in there. Shorty end caps for the battery box. We're gonna need those. Okay, so Kyosho straight hooked you up and you got about many choices for your body pins in it. This is the hook ones in the front, eh? Cool. So it's a body post and it just has a capture system. We should take another look at that.
I guess it's just to
Where is it?
take some pressure off of the front mount there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it clips in the front there.
Yeah, it clips in the front. Yeah, I was like, what am I talking about? It's just like the Mini Z, the locker in the front, but not too sure where these would come into play.
Maybe just to keep the height.
Oh, okay, yeah, these tabs right here are locking the flip up and down headlights out, so. we're gonna have to get into that because we need those working in there.
That's a really nice body though.
Yeah, so the body itself, it looks like, yeah, it's a molded hard bumper, and it's bolted on through the body with these nice little molded spots for the screw. If you can see there, that's pretty nice.
Wow.
The windows are a little smoked out, but everybody smokes cigarettes in their cars in Japan, so that just, it's right on point. She's been smoked out for 30 years, so. It's heavy. It's like that's like a 50 or 60 Lexan, man, or that's thick.
That's cool.
That's heavy duty. Almost plastic. Front bumper, hard plastic, bolted on, same fashion. The main reason we really wanted the car was for the ultra scale body. Again, love the Trueno, the Ae86, Toyota Corolla. It was actually called here in Canada. I don't know what you guys have in the States or Deutschland or wherever you might be.
Probably
Like,
Corolla in the States.
yeah, that's what the North American market was. Got some Opera though. That's pretty wild.
It's still pretty smooth.
They're not sticky or bindy.
Yeah.
It's got an okay squat to it. Very. Are they threaded? No. It's clip-in, so that's fine. Okay guys, we're gonna quickly swap out the side of the battery boxes with the included parts that I may have just packaged back up. Yep. So we're gonna swap out the battery sides which they give you, which is nice, and they're already pre-cut for our bullet connectors to fit in the top. Very nice that they got that figured out. No Velcro straps here. Okay, give us a few seconds. We're gonna get this guy ready to go, and then we'll go over a couple setup things. Calibrate your ESC to your radio, do that every time. And then we got some learning to do together on this KSS system out there. See you in a few. Okay guys, we have the battery in the car. It actually fits really nice with those narrowed down side battery covers, whatever. You can still make out the positive negative. We're running a Spectrum 5000 2S high voltage, so that's like 1700 volts or something like that. Anyhow, it got the back of that car a little lower now with that big fat battery. Got a lot of squish in the front. We read the manual, and I believe it is a auto calibrating ESC for, I guess, neutral. Not a big fan of those, but there is literally nothing in there how to calibrate it. So let's just turn it on and hope it doesn't blow up. Gotta hate these. Did I mention that yet? Bye. Okay. Why was it in reverse if we don't even have reverse turned on the ESC?
I didn't change it.
Oh, you didn't change it? Okay.
Still forward brake reverse. I haven't changed it yet.
Okay, where's my lights on it? I forgot I put the radio in that nitro mode. Let's try it again without that on. Maybe that was throwing it off. Ow! Okay. That is a lot of gyro. What are we looking at? They're both preset to 50. Well, let's try it as it comes out of the box, as we like to do. we looked at how you have to set up that pop-up button down headlights, and it's a lot of stuff, and then you still have to hook a linkage and put a pin in before you put the body on, and it doesn't look like a lot of fun, but we're going to do it for you guys. This rear mount system is made out of licorice, I think. You can't force it, you have to pinch it and then take it in. Okay. It doesn't just bulldog in there like a Neanderthal. One thing we didn't set was the dual rate. Like I said, it's only dual rate. I know the Kyosho Mini Z's, you want to adjust the steering, you turn all the way one way and then you click the steering adjust button and it sets your endpoint that way. I was hoping this would be kind of similar, but let's bring the dual rate down to halfway. Let's see, it slows down at the end. That's what happens when you drop your dual rate. You're lowering the power to the servo. Like, we're gonna fix that right quick. Let's turn upside down slowly. So you want to turn this and just make sure. Okay, that's hitting the shocks. That steering rack is very sloppy in there. How's that throttle drive run? Okay, not bad, but those are the factory tires, and we have a track spec tire here. So we are gonna swap some Yokomo DRP B8? I don't know. I'll show you the tag in a second, but we're gonna put on our track spec tires and get this thing actually getting some grip with the beautifully polished concrete and sealed floor. This thing is like skating on ice without skates. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Let's go with that. Okay. So anyhow, give us 2 seconds. We're gonna swap this out and we'll see you back on the track. Okay guys, we have the Yokomo DRP-A tires on it. We have the door open, so you're gonna hear some race cars and police sirens because we're in the ghetto. That's life. Anyway, let's do it. Okay guys, so as you've seen, it works fantastic on the track. Now, the KSS system, it's still at 50%. The gyro gain actually didn't feel bad, and it didn't fight me from like when I wanted to steer through it and take over. So it didn't fight me, it felt good. The KSS throttle system was a little whack. If you use it, it cuts out your low speed throttle. That's me not moving. Look at that, I can make it stall. So I was having very tough times with the wheel speed in the corner. Now with RC rear wheel drive drifting, the trick, the name of the game, is to keep your back tires turning all the time, especially on a polished concrete floor. It is a little bit higher grip than P-tile, so you must keep the tires spinning to keep the car sliding. in control. It's actually when the tires stop is usually when you loop out or slide out of control. You can just slow the throttle down, bring the car down. If you cut the throttle, you go into slide. No good. So anyhow, enough about that. The system worked. We tried it. We did not buy the car for the electronics in it. I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to give it to Jesse for another project that you guys will see down the road. I'm not even sure what it is. Maybe ask him in the comments. Who knows? He might answer. He might not. But anyhow, I am going to go to our friends at Eliminator RC, Winnipeg, Manitoba. Check them out, erc.ca. And we are going to pick up servo, gyro, motor, ESC, and a new receiver for my FlySky or my Spectrum. Not really sure. I like the new FlySky, but it's really light. It's really light. Getting used to that compared to a clunky Spectrum, which I've been running for what, ever? We've been running Spectrums for like 20 years, so I don't know. We're gonna work on the pop up and down headlights, get that done. I do like the style of these wheels, but it's a horrible execution on it. They look like your throwaway wheels, like the MST came with those ugly, swirly silver gray black plastic wheels on them. So now out of the box driving, it's good. It does carry a lot of rear weight, like Jesse and I Secura D5s do. But I just cut like 300 laps here on Saturday with my D5, so jumping into this thing and throwing around felt a lot of the same. You kind of drive with the throttle and chase with the front end, pretty much like most of them, but more with these rear weight cars. So there's no problem for me to throw around. It might feel a little more difficult for somebody else. You can add a little weight in the front, or another good trick is just to lift that back end higher and get the weight leaning on the front end just a little bit more. I've noticed that's actually been one of the biggest tuning things for quick bench tuning is angle of the chassis really plays for the track, the surface, the tires, the car, the weight, all that. So if you're having trouble with issues, start playing with that. Lean the car forward, lean the car back. You can see what that does, go from there. I think at this point I'm just rambling about things that have nothing to do with this car, but anyhow, we'll see you guys back here in a week's time. We're gonna have this guy built. We're not touching the body. The body just stayed the way it is. Pop up and down headlights, full LED kit in it. We have a GT Power kit that they sent to us like 3 years ago before I got sick with the good old cancer that we need to pull out of the box and put in a car. So this car might be a perfect candidate for it. And I think it even does sound. So we can annoy the hell out of everybody on the track. We'll see you guys next week. Hopefully this thing doesn't sound annoying. We'll see you next time.